And we're live.
We are live. Good morning, everyone. I am Jennifer Smith, the district's PRM, Public Relations Manager, and we have Gene Dunford as well, and he is a distinguished Toastmaster. I don't think we ever say that. We just say, "Oh," and this is our co-host, Gene Dunford.
It's my
And
only one true designation. So I guess I am doctor or anything like that. So I tell everybody, "Oh, I'm a DTM." They don't care what that
distinguished
is. Yeah.
Toastmaster. So that's a good word for our. I like to say distinguished Toastmaster because DTM looks, well, what's a DTM? But if you're distinguished,
Yeah. Well, just remember back when we had the other distinguished designations, like
all
what
the
was it?
advanced communicators.
Advanced communicator bronze, advanced communicator gold, advanced communicator silver. Hey, I want the diamond, and they never got there.
Well, I wasn't around. I came right at the when Pathways just started. So with the different levels, are you on the correct page? Because I'm making sure that you are.
I hope so because that's what I picked.
Okay, Club Growth Director. Let's see if you're on. It just hasn't popped up yet. Oh, there it is. So just want to make sure we're on the right page.
Yeah. I've been known to make errors before.
Yes,
So
yeah.
one of
So,
the, when I came in, you were talking about when you came in. When I came in, it was just the end of the old program. We had to do the 15 speeches.
mm,
So I came in right at the tail of that. They had just started the program with 10 speeches and the manual. So
yeah.
that was pretty cool.
And I don't even know how many speeches that we actually have in our pathways
I I
or
haven't even
for each level.
right. And it's not specifically speeches. There's little projects too. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
So today since we've been in contest season, I'm not sure if this is on Phyllis and Ken's agenda for speeches, but they have been prepping us with the judges and where to go. And I thought this morning to talk about the international speech and where it takes you to the world champion of public speaking. I thought that, what speeches have we heard that have been moving that should have been up? We're at the club level where people are perhaps a little nervous. What should I give my speech on to get that to that level? And I thought it would be kind of interesting. So the speeches that I've heard, or to talk about the speeches that maybe I've heard speeches on why can't we all get along, missing family members, mistaking identities of, by judging a book by its cover, who mentored someone to be at a certain level. So I thought those were some pretty good speeches. So, Jean, what have you heard that maybe you're like, wow, what a great speech?
Well, I know Darren LaCroix pretty well. He and I used to be really good friends. He lives here in Vegas,
Mm-hmm.
and I've talked to him about his speech that he gave, and he has given some classes, and I've taken them, and he's very motivational.
Mm-hmm.
He has some books that he's written about public speaking, but he launched all of that career from winning the world champion of public speaking.
Wow.
So that's it's like a huge jump into the world of professional speaking by winning that prestigious award. Many people try to win because they want to become professional speakers. Even the people who come in second and third, I know someone who came in third, got a job at Planet Hollywood as a moderator for one of their shows because
Mm-hmm.
he came in third, and it's you don't have to win to use that for a springboard.
Yeah,
Just
I
getting
know.
there is amazing.
Yeah, I know Darren. I met Darren a couple of years ago, my first TLI. That was the one that I always tell the story of, oh my gosh, I'm going to become a world public speaker. Yeah, because guess what? He is motivating. And even he, in his classes, he shows his speech, his performance that he did. And yeah, it's definitely pulls you by the heart, and you're just like, wow, what a great presentation, a great speech. And he did some basically theatrics as well to help him win that speech. So
Yep. It's all about staging and showmanship.
yep, and that is his logo, his business, right? Stage
Yep.
time.
Yep.
Yeah. But that was definitely a really, really good presentation because of the fact that he had a certain pace that was quick and witty, and then something that he fell like basically on the floor, kind of, and then
Yeah.
springboarded back up.
Right.
And so that was kind of like a
Yeah.
dance move,
Yeah.
and you're just like,
Yeah.
wow.
His line is, "What do you do when you fall on your face?" And he fell on his
And
face.
he fell on his face. Yeah. So it was great. And even her name is Verity, who gave the world champion of public speaking last year. She did a great job at playing with the camera, right?
Mm,
Didn't you think that she did
she
a
did.
really, really, really good job
Yeah.
at playing with the camera, where it felt that she was right there in front of you
Yeah.
giving the speech?
Wasn't that the first one that we did that was not live? It was
Correct.
on
Yeah.
Zoom, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
there was a lot of showmanship with using the camera.
Yeah. And that was, I'm sorry, it wasn't the first
Oh,
one
wasn't
that
the first one?
was
Okay,
recorded. Well, was it a recorded or was it live?
I don't recall.
Neither do I. But it was not in person for
Right,
sure.
not in
And then
person.
even Maureen, when she went, and that was the first year when Maureen is a local member, and she went all the way to the finals. And
Didn't she come in third? I think she came in
yeah, it
third.
was
Yeah.
third place, and she came in at third place, and she did a great job also with playing with the cameras, and that's one of the things, and playing with the audience, right? Because it's one of the things about being, now you're in a box, right? And so you have to figure out a way to engage
Right.
with the audience, and there's an article in Toastmasters International about that, but you have to engage with the audience as if they were right in front of you. And maybe do you think when you're watching the speeches, do you think it is the content of the speech or really the way that people engage?
I think that it takes a combination of the showmanship, the presentation, and the message. So I think that those three things, if you can interweave those together in a unique way, I think you can win. I was just looking on TI. They have World Champion of Public Speaking, and it's got the 2021 World Champion, Verity Price,
Mm-hmm.
and then it also has the next set from 2020, which was Mike Carr. And
Oh yeah, he did a really. I remember him with using the camera and kind of pulling back a little bit, like pulling back the curtain, I think, type thing.
uh-huh.
So yeah, he did a really,
and
really good job.
and then in 2019 is Aaron Carr. And I believe if you click the links on there, you'll see the speeches that they gave that won the
Yeah,
contest.
you should drop that in the comments.
I will drop that link in the comments right now.
Yeah, and and the reason why I thought it was important to talk about this is because it is contest season, and we do have members with great, compelling stories. I competed once in the uh, in the club contest for international speaking, and went to the area, and I didn't think my speech was compelling. I, for some reason, I do keep like whatever, like really, really close to me, where not everybody gets to hear, not in the chat, in the comments, in a on Facebook.
Oh, on I thought you said in the chat.
Yeah, in the comments.
Hang on just a second.
And I think that I, how do I want to say this? I think that if you have a story, one of my fellow Toastmasters has an amazing story of falling down and coming back and bouncing back up and achieving, goals and lifestyles. And if she would actually give this presentation and give this speech, I have no doubt that she would be a world champion speaker. I have no doubt whatsoever. Her story when she gave her icebreaker to us about her, and you can see like tears coming down our cheeks, and we're like, Tanya, so if you're listening, you should come back. But as soon as she was done, I said, we have ourselves a world champion public speaker right here. Her story is amazing. So if you have a story, fellow members, if you have a story that's compelling, don't be afraid to share your story, and it could uplift somebody. Correct, Jean? I mean, it could,
Oh, definitely.
yeah, bring somebody up. And then as you're telling your story, and first you have your first 20 club members who are listening to it, then you have your area, then you have your division, and then you have the conference. How many members, how many people can be affected by your story? I think it will be amazing to hear your story and to be able to compete in, and we're here to help you improve on your speech, right? Because of the fact that your original speech, from what I understand, isn't the speech that you will give when you're on stage, because we have helped you tweak it, helped you performed it, helped you entertain people by the time you're ready to give that presentation. So just just be aware that just because you gave this speech originally, that's not how it's going to turn out. I wish we can give a recorded presentation while we're live, because there's so many speeches out there that could be very heartbreaking and entertaining, and be able to get people involved and say, wow, I can do that as well. For the purpose of our live show is to get prospects of possible members and to show what Toastmasters is about. And this is a big part of our program, is the World Champion of Public Speaking, and the contest season. I'm like, it is contest season. Open up the gates, everyone.
Yeah, I really enjoyed going to the contest and hearing the speeches, and especially the international speeches,
Hmm.
because each one of them, even at club level, area level, it doesn't matter where you hear them. There are people who are speaking from their heart. I heard one person give a speech about how she was terrorized by her brother growing up,
Hmm.
and it was just a heart wrenching story, and it was so motivational in how she overcome her childhood,
Yeah.
and it just to be able to come to some place and open your heart and share it, and even at a meeting you can do that. At a meeting you can share your heart and share what you have and what's going on, and how you can overcome that is by sharing it sometimes.
Yeah. And Toastmasters then gives you that tool to be able to present it without that anxiety or the fearful emotions, right? To be able to say, "Oh, I'm going to tell this story
Yeah.
in front of people." My sister Cynthia, she was on here a couple of weeks ago, and she was talking about how she became a pastor. She's an ordained minister now, and the steps that she overcame, to go through the interview, and the pressure that she had when she was being interviewed, and it was just still, it's an amazing story, and it could also be an international speech. She's on the district level, so she can't compete right now, and I can't compete, but it is a compelling story that would be able to give people that motivation to say, you know what, that might be Toastmasters might be something to do. If you, I also just recorded, just posted the recording of her presentation of her final thoughts of the path and what she has learned in her Toastmasters journey. And it was so motivating. I was crying because I had to evaluate it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're the same person 3 years ago. It's basically 3 years ago that came into the office at the One Nevada training room and was mad at me because I was sitting up at the front, and she had to speak and she did a table topics. I don't know if it was her first day or her second time. And it was a one word table topic. I can't remember what it was, but George said he remembered. But she just said one word and sat down. That's how shy, that's how quiet and filled with anxiety. And then she gave this presentation, or Jean, she gave this presentation about her journey, and it was flawless. It was beautiful. It was, very emotional and perfect. And so I posted that last night on our district page. But things like that, that's what gets me excited about Toastmasters, because you don't even know the improvement that somebody has made until you hear them actually say it. And then and she drew back the memory. She made us go back into our memory of meeting her at Toastmasters, for all the members who didn't know her before, of meeting her at Toastmasters. And then that's a trigger, right? We're like, oh my gosh, remember how shy she was? Remember how quiet she was? Remember the the ums, the ahs, and oh my gosh.
Yeah, that is something when I watch a speech, especially like a political figure running for office,
Mhm.
and they give a speech, and I'm sitting there counting the ums and ahs in their speech. I figure more than 20, I'm not going to vote for them.
Listen to that, political people. If you're out there listening to us today, that, you know what, if you are saying too many ums and ahs, and figure out how to make those pauses without an
So I have a story to tell about a first time guy that came to one of the clubs I was in.
Hmm.
So he was going to give a speech before city council. And so he came to the meeting and he wanted to improve his public speaking. And so we asked him, well, when are you going before city council? And it was in 2 weeks. So don't wait until 2 weeks before you're going to give the critical speech to come to
Yeah.
Toastmasters. Give us at least a month. A month we might be able to get half your ums out of there, but you have to really work at it.
Give us 6 months,
Yeah,
because you also
yeah.
have to
Six
go through the rotation. So
six
give
months
us,
we can turn you around and you'll be a better speaker than you are now. But the thing is that we don't make perfect speakers. We make improved speakers. And
yes.
if you want to improve your communication and leadership skills, this is the place to come.
Yeah.
And the amazing thing is there's so many different places you can go that cost thousands and thousands of dollars to take a 6 week course. And
Yeah.
here we are. What does it cost for 6 months?
$50.
$50.
Less than $10 a month.
Yeah, less than
Yeah.
$10 a month,
Less than
and
a
improve.
venti latte at
Oh,
Starbucks, right?
hey, let's go for venti lattes. Oh wait, no, this is the the whole thing is that we can improve you if you're willing to improve.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. You definitely have to put the work into it and do your speeches and be consistent and participate in the club activities with the roles. Then your performance, your presentation, your speeches will definitely improve. I know when I gave the presentation on Monday night, I have so many so's in there, and like, I'm so sorry with the so's. Sometimes you have your have the pace, and if it's you're drawing out from your memory of things, and that's where your so's and your ums are coming from. But also be aware of it. So see, there you go. Also be aware of it, and maybe you still get that nervousness of doing the presentation. And I think that was probably one of my largest audience, I think, since I've started this. So I think the nervousness was there. The anxiety. But is there anything going on Facebook world?
No, I'm just posting over there for people to like, comment, and share.
But, we do have a great course, and I will call it a course because when you're in a path, it does prompt you to learn. So it's not just something that you're sitting there watching and listening. It's definitely an active participation. I'm listening to another book called People Love You by Jeb Blunt. And I'm on the section where it talks about listening skills. If there's definitely one communication style or flaw that there is listening. So I'm in that section. I have about 14 minutes left on it, but they do express about the listening, and if you're participating in the clubs, you definitely have an opportunity to help your listening skills with your roles of word grammarian, evaluator, and general evaluator. So there's 3 roles in every meeting that will help you improve with your listening skills, and you should be one of them if that's one of the things every single week, and you can rotate that out. But our topic today was World Champion of Public Speaking. So you know what, Jean, you should ask Mr. Darren if he should want to come and visit us one night.
I think we should do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially since it's contest season.
Yeah.
Just to encourage the clubs as we're going into February. I know that some members are wanting to stay in the box and some members want to perform live. I think it's going to be a little difficult when we have been practicing in the box versus being live to go out and to compete. But it is what it is. We were talking about that yesterday, or Ken was talking about that yesterday, about that it is going to be live, and there's so many people that still want it to be in the box. Now we're comfortable, but guess what, Toastmasters, what is our responsibility is to get out of being comfortable,
Right.
get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And we are going back live, and we will perform live like we used to. I miss 100% being in front of a live audience.
Yeah. I miss going to the meetings and being with everybody. And then the nice thing was, most of the meetings I go to, for example, early risers, we met at Skinny Dugan's over on Charleston, and then they had a really great breakfast for $5.95. We'd hang out after the meeting and talk, and we'd probably spend another hour just sharing thoughts and ideas.
Yeah, yeah. Which, it's definitely the camaraderie.
Yeah,
so now we're like,
is.
bye,
Yeah.
just click off and don't get to know somebody. Sometimes we'll say, hey, you want to stay on for a minute and talk. But, for the most part, we're off and running. And even I missed the little 5-minute social break that we would have in between, gathering. We always did our speeches on the back half. So gathering and making sure everybody is situated, and then you have a conversation, and it was a way to greet right? A way to greet the new person visiting or the guest visiting.
It, open houses there at Valley Voices and Vices was a breakfast buffet. I really liked going there for breakfast.
Yeah. Jean's like, what I miss is the
That's
food.
right. Well,
Yeah.
the food will bring people in. Let me tell you.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's we did a really good job, and I do miss being face to face, and the credit union hasn't let us back in yet, you know.
Well, I'm looking forward to the contest being alive and people are
Hmm.
bringing food. And I remember when I put my first contest on when I was an area governor, I had 6 clubs in my area. We had like 60 people at the meeting. We
Hmm.
had pizza. We had all kinds of food. People brought food. People
Yeah.
served food in the kitchen. I mean, it was like being at a home festivity instead
Yeah.
of a contest.
Yeah, more social.
Yep, it was very,
Um,
very much. I missed that definitely.
yeah, well, we get to do it this season,
Yay!
starting at March, as long as the variants that keep coming will stay low.
Yep.
And I think that I still think, even though we had that just non whatever, but I think that variant that just came through the rise, I think that we underestimate, and this is nothing, with Toastmasters, but I think we underestimate that the seasons when we have always gotten together, and then come January, everybody was, oh, I don't feel good. But now, now there's a name. So
Yep. Yep. Yep.
get out, get some fresh air, and let's just keep going. Can't let something that we can't see, it's that fear, keep us down. It is 6:29. Tomorrow, Ken and Phyllis will be here, and I'm sure it's more contest season. I got some really great ideas. Thank you, Ken, for presenting those, and Phyllis yesterday, the ideas of the area. I'm trying to get one of my office spaces as a venue for us, and just a lot of things to think about in the setup. So I will know for sure if I can do that in on Monday or Tuesday.
Very
So,
good.
and then Jean, before when we get off the line, we'll stay on for just a minute
Okay.
because we'll
Sure.
talk about Friday. So, and then you may see me on Friday, I think. I'm not sure who the co-host will be. Maybe we'll bring Miss Anita De La Croce on for with us on Friday. So, you guys, it is Wednesday. Have a good day. Think about being a world class, world champion of public speaking. Come join us. Come visit the contest. If you're not sure what's happening, we'll make sure we'll post that. And, just come check out one of the clubs. So don't forget to comment, like, and share. And we will see you soon. See you on Friday. So if you want to take this live.